The Philadelphia Eagles host the San Diego Chargers on Sunday. The Eagles are installed as a 9.5-point favorite on BETDAQ, 55 the total in this game. You know, it's rare in life when something lives up to the hype, and there was a lot of hype surrounding Chip Kelly's arrival in Philadelphia after all the success he had at Oregon running his unconventional, fast-paced, fun-to-watch offense. People weren't sure if it was going to work in the NFL. Some people still aren't sure if it's going to work in the NFL, but one thing is for sure, it worked last Monday night against the Washington Redskins. The Eagles blitzed the Redskins in the first half of that game. They ran 53 plays in the first half, racked up over 330 yards, ran out to a 33-7 lead before letting off the gas and trying to run out the clock. It almost didn't work. Washington almost came back at the end of that game, which is why I expect this week Chip Kelly to keep his foot on the accelerator for a little while longer against the San Diego Chargers. And you could tell that the Philadelphia attack caught Washington by surprise. I think it's going to catch San Diego by surprise as well. These teams couldn't be more different. San Diego, their offense last week under first-year coach Mike McCoy appeared to be very conventional. San Diego ran fewer plays last week in the entire game than Philadelphia ran in the first half of their game against Washington. San Diego with only 51 plays last week in the entire game. And there were hopes for that offense. I know high hopes around San Diego after they really fell off last year. Very strange how the San Diego offense really regressed over the last couple of seasons, even though the scheme was the same. Norv Turner obviously was the head coach at that time and designed that scheme. That was Norv Turner's scheme, being an offensive guy. The quarterback remained the same, Phillip Rivers. So usually in that instance, you don't see such a drastic drop-off like the Chargers have had to deal with the last couple of years. And so people thought and still think that Mike McCoy might be able to stem the tide, turn that around, and turn Phillip Rivers into the quarterback he was a few years ago when he was one of the better ones in the league. That didn't appear to be the case in their Monday night loss to the Houston Texans. Rivers only completed 14 passes in that game in the fourth quarter when everything was slipping away. The Texans were coming back. Remember, the Chargers had a 3-touchdown lead with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Texans came all the way back. Rivers 1 of 7 passing in that fourth quarter. And, of course, that pick six that was so huge in deciding the outcome of the game. So, based on what we saw last week, that San Diego offense that finished 31st in the NFL in total offense last year, there's no reason to think they're going to be good this year. Philadelphia played much better on defense against the Washington Redskins than I expected them to, and I liked Philadelphia in that game. I thought they were going to win, which they did, but I thought they'd struggle on defense a little more than they did. So maybe the Eagles' defense is going to be better than I thought they were going to be against this San Diego offense that, again, was not impressive last week, and you got the Philadelphia offense. Listen, I know 9.5 is a big number, but the Chargers on a short week to prepare for Chip Kelly's offense here, coming off such a heartbreaking, deflating Week 1 result. Philadelphia sort of almost being taught a lesson by letting off the gas and letting Washington come almost all the way back last week. I think they're going to pour it on San Diego here. Really like Philadelphia in this game to cover the 9.5.